proceeds, Northern Line is Wootini here with another Gay Gamer video podcast. I actually want to start by talking about the Nintendo announced this new Pokemon game, Scarlet and Violet, will be coming out, and everyone got all excited, except for me, because as you know, if you watch these regularly, not the biggest Pokemon fan. And if I was going to play a Pokemon game, as I said, I think I would lean towards Pokemon Legends Arceus, because at least there the gameplay is a little different. Whereas here, this is very clearly another core Pokemon game, so you're going to have the same game, just in a 3D open world kind of thing. But you're still going to have a starter, and you're going to just go out, and you're going to collect Pokemon, and you're going to defeat the gyms, and collect your gym badges, and battle randos in the street, and all that sort of thing. It might feel a little more open, because it's an open world kind of game, so maybe less restrictive, I suppose, but still, it's a general Pokemon game. I don't expect them to change it as much, so I'm more inclined to play Arceus, because at least there the game is slightly, the gameplay is a little bit different. Although if I was going to play one of these, Violet or Scarlet, I would definitely go with the duck with the pompadour, because he's frickin' adorable. Except for the fact that the problem with the Pokemon is that they start out super adorable and then they evolve into these big ugly things that are just not nearly as adorable. But what are you going to do? But I don't begrudge people their happiness, so if you are excited for Pokemon, please be excited for Pokemon and go play Pokemon. If you like, just like the people right now that are playing Elden Ring. I do not begrudge them their happiness. Everyone's posting videos and pictures and they're like, Elden Ring, I love it so much. And I'm just like, okay, you enjoy. Because I know for a fact, having tried some of the Souls games in the past, it's not my bag. Also, everyone's like, oh my god, this game is so beautiful. And I'm like, it just looks dark and crumbling and it's like a nightmare world. That's not beautiful to me, but to each their own. But yeah, I don't begrudge people. You enjoy your Pokemon, you enjoy your Elden Ring. I will continue to enjoy Horizon Forbidden West, which is very much my bag. I was also excited this past week because they released another patch, and this time, while it was downloading, because it didn't download in the background, I turned on my PlayStation, it was like, hey, there's a patch. And I was like, alright, fine, download it and install it now. And so I looked up what it was doing while it was downloading, and sure enough, Guerilla fixed that bug that I was complaining about, that I actually sent them a bug report for, where now I can change Aloy's pose in photo mode, and she doesn't have a blurry skirt anymore. Yay! So I'm very excited about that. Now I can have a little more creativity in the photo mode. I do wish that they would do something to allow me to take pictures everywhere, because I still can't take pictures in certain settlements and camps, because I don't know why. Even if they're completely open, I still can't take pictures in there, and I don't get it. Because one of the things that I've been loving to do in this game is take pictures of the NPCs, because they're just amazing. The game just, the look of this game and the graphics are so fantastic. Like, there's main characters who look amazing, obviously. The main NPCs, obviously they'll look amazing. You can see the frickin' war paint texture on their skin. Like, that's how detailed it is. But then even, like, minor characters, minor NPCs who don't speak or don't do anything, just stand around, even they tend to look pretty impressive, you know, for a non-interactive NPC. But I still can't take pictures of all the NPCs that I would like to, because sometimes I activate photo mode and it don't work. I can't move the camera none. I also discovered that it seems like I complained in a previous episode about how I couldn't take a picture of a stealth kill because I was in a rebel camp, and I assumed it was because I was in the camp, but I was out in the field, in the open, and I did a stealth kill on somebody, and I was not able to move the camera in photo mode again. So that, irritating. I don't know what it is. Maybe as soon as she goes into the animation, it just like, nope, no photo mode there. Which is rude, because that's something cool you want to take a picture of, but whatever. Maybe they'll fix that somewhere down the line. But there is a more important bug that I think Guerilla should be working on, because I came across a gauntlet race where you ride machines around a track and defeat the other people. It's Mario Kart, but Horizon style. You're on a machine, use your bow and arrow and your spear, and you knock them out of the race, and you win it. I don't like racing. Regular viewers know. Racing games, not one of my favorite genres. But this character was like, I'll only tell you what you need to know if you can win this race. And I was like, okay, fine. The rest of them will probably be optional. I mean, this was kind of optional, but still. I went to do the race, and first I did a test run. You can do a test run. So I was like, let me just check out the track and see how it goes and what I need to be aware of. And okay, there's weapons here, there's weapons constantly. Okay, this is fine. And then I said, okay, let's do the race. So I go to do the race, and oh my god, the slowdown. That race began, there were like 8 people in it, and the slowdown turned everything into a freaking slideshow. It was a disaster. Like, you couldn't aim your bow and arrow at anybody because who knows what you're aiming at, because it's just shuddering along. I could get people with my spear and bash them, but it was just pure luck that I even finished it, let alone won. I mean, granted, the first race in a video game is always going to be the easiest one to win, then they get harder as you go on. So this one was probably likely very easy to win, and it would have been easier if the frame rate hadn't slowed down to a slideshow. But after it finished, I was like, oh my god, that was horrible, I'm never doing another gauntlet race. But then, after that, you have the cutscene with the character who gives you the information that you earned by winning the race. And I said, okay, let me just go over to this nearby. Once I had control of the game again, I was like, let me go over to this nearby campfire so I can save my game and never have to do that race again. Walking to that campfire was another slideshow, and I was like, what the actual hell? And I got to the campfire and I saved my game, finally. So it took forever just to walk over there. And then as soon as I saved my game, I quit and restarted the game, and everything was fine. It like reset and everything was fine. The frame rate was delicious again. And I tweeted, I was like, oh my god, I wish I had a PS5. If only I had a PS5, I wouldn't have to deal with this. But then a couple of my friends who do have PS5s are like, oh no, this is like a memory loss issue or something, and it happens even on PS5. So you just have to restart the game. And I was like, oh, thank god. So I was like, that's fine. Like, as long as it's affecting everyone. Because I was jealous of the PS5 people, but now I'm like, okay, this is fine. As long as you are sucking, as long as it sucks for you too, then I'm okay with it. But I don't know if I'm going to do any more of the gauntlet races, since that's what now I feel slowed everything down and fucked up the game. So I don't know. Maybe the next gauntlet race will be fine. Maybe it'll slow down just randomly for whatever reason at some other place. I don't know. But that is something that I think they should work on before photo mode things, even though I love photo mode. But I am making quite a bit of progress in the game, surprisingly. As I've mentioned before, I am doing side quests as I go along. And, like, I just started another main quest story mission, which I thought it was just going to be like a dungeon, and you, like the cauldrons, where you just, like, go through and you work your way through the maze and you fight the enemies, and at the end you're rewarded with the prize, the piece of Gaia that you're after. And, no. It turns out it was this whole other thing, and then you had to go over here and do this, and you had to go over here and do that, and then now you have to do this, and it became a whole big Buddha. And in fact, last night, I was like, they're like, okay, the battle is about to begin, are you ready? And I was like, there's 15 minutes till dinner. Oh, this can't take 15 minutes. It didn't. The battle was fine, but then the battle ended, and then there was, of course, another thing in a cinema that led you into a huge boss battle. And I was like, I kind of need to make dinner, get dinner out of the oven, but let me just fight this giant snake? Okay, sure. So that was like, dinner was a little late. But what I found interesting is I don't think other people are doing side quests as they're playing this game, and I'm curious as to why. Because, like the other week, I got a trophy for dyeing one of my armor sets, because I wanted to make it look pretty. And I understood when I got that trophy, it was very rare, and it was like 17 or 18% of the people playing had collected that trophy at that point. And I'm like, that makes sense to me, because not everybody cares about that kind of nonsense in a game like this. They don't want to look pretty, they don't care, they're just fighting people and killing them. However, I was surprised to find that I got a trophy for like upgrading each one of the pouches at least once, and upgrading my weapons and stuff. And I found that interesting, that those were also very rare trophies that like maybe 20-25% of the people had collected. And I was like, how are you not upgrading your weapons? Like, don't dye your armor, okay, fine. Don't worry about face paint, sure. But shouldn't you want to upgrade your weapons and like your pouches so you can carry more ammo? Like, that's important and helpful. But I was very confused because this past week I did a side quest on the way to the main quest, because it was on the way. And I said, okay, fine, I'll go and try to keep these Tenakt from killing each other. So I go to do the side quest, and after I finished the side quest, there was a trophy for doing this side quest thread, which I thought was interesting, because, you know, they don't all have trophies, but this one did. You chose a side, and it ended badly for the other one. So, and I was surprised that that one, again, was like 20-25% of the people had done it, and I'm like, is everyone just like plowing through the main game to do the side quest later? Or are they just not doing the side quests? Because I'm like, games like this, I'm like, I mean, the errands and the jobs, okay, sure, those, who cares? But the main side quests, I'm like, they animated these, actors performed this dialogue, like, this was all scripted, people worked hard on this, and I'm like, I want to experience everything this game has to offer, so I want to do is at least the main side quests, because, you know, they're awesome. And also, it helps me level up so that when I do get to the main story missions, I'm higher level than I need to be, which makes it a little easier for someone like me to complete them, because the big machine bosses are a bitch. So, I don't know, we'll see. When I eventually finish Horizon Zero Dawn, maybe I'll discover that that side quest trophy, now 80% of the people have finished it, or 60% or something like that. You know, they've gone back and did it later. It'll be easier if you go back and do it later, but, you know, I like to do it along the way. To each their own. That's the theme of this episode. To each their own. Enjoy what you enjoy. So, come back next episode and see what else I'm enjoying. Bye!